kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
The name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting a repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Yeah. But for some reason, I keep getting... Oh, why are they talking about Gannon now?
He was brought across state.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that reference because I you know how she threw him off a bridge.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's the reference, like by a freeway or by a road kind of thing. Like that's more of a reference.
Okay.
Hi guys, so we're back
today. So today I'm doing Sebastian's Autowrite. I actually did cards. I needed to Autowrite because I tried to do a reading and I kept seeing dark. I was really struggling with it. I kind of like understand now why, but I did cards on the 5th, and so I'll put that at the end of this reading because I feel like cards should come after. But I'm gonna put the screens up to show what days I did everything, and also I'm gonna be putting, which you'll probably see before this, that was a precognitive, I believe, for this case for Sebastian, because the reference of Gannon, all throughout the time I did this reading, I got that reference of Gannon. Like, I kept flip-flopping between Sebastian and Gannon, but like it's almost like the same energy, same situation, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be similar. That's how it comes across. And kind of like it's going to be similar to like how kind of Gannon was found. I just don't think as far. But anyway, so I wanted to show that to show like the way that Autowrites and interconnects work, because sometimes there are Autowrites and interconnects, and I really do think I picked up Sebastian and Elijah, and it seems like every case it's kind of rolled into another. So I will try to read this as slowly as I can. I do have ADHD, so I tend to read fast, although it feels like a normal pace for me. So you can go ahead and click the slow down button if it's too fast for you. There should also be closed captioning. So I don't know what to say. I do the best that I can. But this left me feeling like really achy and tired, but I wanted to get it up because I feel like something's gonna happen, and I feel like I need to get it out there. But I just gotta try to get through this. I could have waited till tomorrow, but I don't know. I feel nauseous now. Anyways, if I get extra things as I go along, I'll let you know what they are. Sometimes that happens. All day I've kind of been getting random stuff, and one of the things was like the reference to a bridge and being tossed over, and then it's like they keep taking me back to Gannon situation. I don't know. It's like it's so much like it. It's crazy, or they keep flip-flopping me back to kind of say like it's real similar. I don't know, because there's a lot of questioning. So I did actually, I had a lot of, when I first started to do this reading with a sitter, bless her heart, I couldn't really see much, and I think that it had a lot to do with me second guessing things and me not wanting to believe what I was getting and things like that. So I did talk to my astrology friend and my astrology consultant, I guess we'll call her, until I can learn to do it myself. She's helping me out. So bless her, but she doesn't know what she signed up for anyways. She did confirm everything that I thought. So everything that I think I got in this is confirmed. We didn't go into detail, but she let me know. I told her what I was getting, and I needed her to confirm it for me because I just didn't want to think it. It seemed too far out of there, and I'm an Aquarius. I second guess things, and so that's why I think the astrology is good to validate what I'm getting. We're working on a map for it, so we'll probably have a map up. I'll probably get you guys a map soon for this, but the directions seem kind of straightforward. So I don't know how good this reading is, honestly. It felt different than a lot of my other Autowrites. It didn't feel as deep, and you'll see why as we go along. But I did get bits and pieces. I can only get what I'm supposed to get when I'm supposed to get it. Like, I don't know. This was hard to see for some reason, and I think because it took place in the dark, kind of like Matt and Savannah. It's just kind of crazy. But now more of the cards make sense, but I don't know. There's some of them where I'm like, what the heck? I don't know. So all the ways to support me are down below. You can book a reading down there. My book is down there. There's a lot of, all the ways if you want to send a donation for the channel. Don't feel obligated, but it is always helpful. And especially because things are slow right now. But I do have open seats for the, I think I have 3 seats left. I need to double check, but for July 6th is the next one. I had extra people, so I had to open up another slot. I know that it's going later in the year, but I don't want to do too much in a month in case I happen to get busy and then I burn myself out, and I don't want to do that. So I'm kind of doing 2 a month right now, and there's 6 people per group. So we're into July. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. So I'm going to Autowrite Sebastian. I did do some of a reading the other day, but really struggled with it, so I guess it wasn't time, and maybe an Autowrite would be better. I keep in mind an Autowrite is a different form of channeling. It's deeper, but there may also be other interconnects. I can pick up things in the area or other cases. I didn't really do that with this. Along the same timeline, I don't think anyways. There's a lot going on with all of these cases, like lately, like, Soto, Audrey, all of them, Elijah. It's an astrological thing. It's just very bad conjunction right now. And all the big cases as of lately have some of the same degrees and some of the same aspects in their chart. This is just what I was told by an astrologer friend. I'm not an expert, but I'm learning to validate my readings and help better with location. When it comes to readings, especially missing people, it's puzzle pieces, so places past, places around. It's puzzle pieces as to where someone can be. Sometimes even directions are given. Things can have timing, so people will be found when and if they are meant to be found and who they are meant to be found by. I'm using Sebastian's energy and Ted's energy in this to keep kind of a guide. Ted is pretty good with location, and there's a playlist to see why I work with Ted and the astrology of it. I'll post that link below if I can remember. If not, you can just look it up in the playlist area under, and then just go to Ted's. But it kind of explains everything. So if you would like to understand more, this is about Autowrites and interconnects. There's also going to be a video link. Now that one will be linked down below. I will not see everything. I'll see what I'm meant to see in the timing I'm meant to see it. And I'm not a mystical being. I'm just a person connecting to a different vibration. So keep that in mind. And please do not, I don't know. Please be kind in the comments and in everyday life. If this isn't for you, then it's not for you. There's no reason to be here. I'm just here to help, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to hinder investigation. I'm not a police officer. Nothing like that. I can't promise, I'll get the location right. I can't promise any of that, but all I can do is try. Like I said, if I'm not meant to find somebody or get the information to find somebody, I won't. But, like I said, I'm trying to also bring in astrology aspects to help validate my readings, validate location. It will help me from driving myself crazy. And I'll tell a story probably another time as to how that all got started, but it's all spirit guided. Everything I do is spirit guided. The cards are spirit guided. Everything's spirit guided. So I just try to follow along spirit. They know better than me. They know I drive myself crazy on a map because I get overwhelmed with different feelings, and I don't know why I get drawn to certain areas. It's not always them. So I need something to kind of help focus that energy and then connect it to my readings and see what we come up with. So I feel like I got a cough all of a sudden. I didn't have that before, but I do have to say I felt very achy every time I connect, and after I'm done, I don't feel right. So information that comes in can be past, present, or future. They can be symbolic, metaphoric, and not always literal. Things can have multiple meanings, and spirit will often use my references, experiences, how I relate to things to often explain what they're trying to say. So it's often like charades, or spirit will show visions and symbols, and I have to translate that to you. So however you perceive it, it makes the most sense for the case is what spirit's trying to say. I may not always perceive things right, but I do try my best, and I'll mostly just describe it. But sometimes I could say, well, it could mean this or it could mean that. Because there's been times where I've misperceived things and I should have just explained it to you guys, or I've said the wrong thing and I should have said it a different way. So I do remote view, so I see things like I'm there sometimes, or in the victim's shoes. Sometimes I'm the perp and sometimes I'm in third person. I will feel things in my body as well, as I'll let you know what that is. Oftentimes it's in a description of what's going on. Sometimes it's clear, more times it's just a feeling. It just depends. This is all alleged, and I have to stress that in this case specifically. It's why I was reluctant to do it, because you guys are not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. I didn't even get everything, and I didn't like it. It was very dark. I couldn't see. I just think that's what happened at night. The astrology kind of suggests that as well. Because I asked her, I said, why is it so dark? Is it because it's dark, like in Matthew and Savannah, when I couldn't really see? And she said, yeah, I would say that this took place at nighttime. So, this is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised, but I'll be as gentle as I can. This is in no way factual information, and I'll have to be careful how I word things. And again, yes, I am reading my reading because it is called an Autowrite, hence the word Autowrite. Okay, you guys don't know what that is, you can Google it. I've talked about it numerous times. It's just a deep and different way of channeling where spirit kind of takes over. This one doesn't as strong, but hopefully I got some good information here. I couldn't really see what happened, so I did my best. So every time I think about this little boy, I get achy. Like, I'm achy now, still I'm recovering from the reading. I don't know, I get achy and I just get out of it. I get a headache and I get a neck ache. I feel out of it as well as extremely tired. It's been happening on and off, but really when I tap in, I feel like I could just fall asleep. I hope I can see more tonight than before. I keep seeing dark, or something definitely happened in the dark or at night, but I really struggled to see. I'll repeat what I got the other night, but this is a cover-up, a setup, and this is something that happened prior in the evening, so the timeline is off. But happened out of anger, but there has been abuse going on in this home allegedly for a while, and all astrology seems to validate all of this, but I feel there's someone that has substance issues, and I feel a craziness. They keep relating this case to Gannon. I'll try to find it, and so that would mean mental health too, as I'm hearing as we're going along. I'll try to find it and add it to this video, which I did. So I was told before that we would have a Gannon repeat. I feel this is it, because they keep referencing him. So this is so much like Gannon. His energy reminds me of him, just older. The mother has the same type of energy as Letitia, allegedly, and she's lying to everyone, allegedly. I get reference to Neptune, which rules lies and deception. I also feel like things have been bad for a long time. I see Sebastian sitting against the wall, rocking with his knees up in his room. He's scared most of the time. The kid has been neglected and abused, and this lady basically is a very dark person, allegedly, but she's good at hiding it. She is putting on a show for everyone. She feels very angry, very violent, but I also feel like she may have been drugging him, allegedly. And also, I'm feeling like a little bit of bipolarness here as I'm talking. So, like a back and forth. Like, I could be okay some days, and then some days I just lose it. Like, there is definitely, feels like there's mental illness as I'm reading this. I'm picking that up. So, she puts on a show for everyone. She's very angry, very violent. Oh, I sorry I repeated. I had to pause for a minute, but I also feel like she may have been drugging him, allegedly. I did pull cards last night, but fifth, but I wanted to channel before I released them. I keep getting this pain in my stomach too, but I feel like things are not as they seem. Is what I'm being told. Like, not at all. Like pulling the wool over everyone's eyes, crocodile tears, and I think it's been going on for a while. I don't know how often, but Sebastian was seen, or I don't know how often Sebastian was seen or what, but this poor kid was having a tough time at home. I feel a controlling energy. I don't know if he started peeing in the bed or having accidents. There's references to that. I also feel like money plays a factor in some way, shape, or form. I pulled a lot of money cards. I'm not really sure what it could be, or the reason by it, but it's coming in. I feel like I want to cough again. So there's something to do with that, and I forgot I got that. So that was validation from the beginning. The front of my throat was hurting as well. I just feel that they come off as nice people, but there's a layer of darkness under this. I just got like Lori, Daybell, and Chad. That whole thing. That's kind of weird. That didn't come in, but it's kind of that like reference I'm getting for some reason. But things are not as they seem. I keep hearing. I don't know. I see her slapping him upside the head. I don't know if he's ever like to build or play with blocks at any time. That I do see that. I also feel like he struggled a lot, and I feel like I'm being yelled at. I don't know if I have yelling fits, but it's like mom doesn't have the patience to deal with me. I don't know why I just keep seeing freaking darkness. I can't explain this unless something happened in the dark. He was taken by surprise. I don't know if the Mel was home and then left, and it's to play the story. I feel like at the time that she called, it was her, but I know both are involved somehow in some way, shape, or form. There's a cover-up set up here. He did not walk off. He did not leave the house and lock the door behind him. I hear a routine he liked a routine, or there's also a fear of the unknown and dark. Maybe they are showing me that also, but they show locks, which we know already, but there may be something about a specific lock that he couldn't have opened anyway, or something. I don't know if there is a lock on his bedroom door or what, but it seems like it will be like, no way did he leave, or could he have left. and there's a reference to surveillance. So either he wasn't seen on surveillance, or they were, or something about like it's going to point towards him not leaving or something with them. But it kind of reminds me of Gannon in that surveillance. So there's a lot of similarities to this with Gannon. I pulled the same cards twice, so I fit like it. I don't know because I didn't get a weapon, and I don't know how those fit, but I pulled it the first night when everybody asked me to do it, and I was like, oh, this is jacked. I'm not doing this. Like, there's no way this makes sense. And then I pulled them again. I got literally the same cards. And both the weapons go with both of the things that happened. So I don't know, because it's like the same stuff that happened again. I didn't see all that. My cards are sometimes more accurate than I am, and they're sometimes give extra information, but I don't know in what context to take that, because this feels very violent, like Gannon, and we're not going to be expecting it. Like, that's the way that it comes across. But you'll see when you get the cards thing, when we get to the cards. So, but I don't know why that is. So I don't know if that's what's happening. I'm having issues seeing. And there's definitely violence. There's definitely something with the head, and there's also something with phone ping or text messages I'm getting. But I don't know why I see him in bed. I feel like maybe she drugged him often, or drugged him at this night. But some reason I just feel like she's got a habit. We don't know what, but my eyes always hurt with this, and I always feel tired. It feels like I hear something break. So I don't know if he accidentally broke something, but I get a reference to, it's weird. I can see him laying in bed and she comes up and attacks him. This is what I keep seeing, and my head hurts with that. So I don't know why it's so dark. Or I don't know if that's why it's dark, like he's sleeping and then she came up and did this, or he was allegedly, or he was drugged and sleeping. I definitely don't feel something. I definitely feel something there with that, and it goes back to Gannon, and he had stuff in his system too, but this feels like it may have happened in the bedroom, definitely earlier than the 911 call, definitely earlier in that night. There's a timeline issue here. She's almost got like that energy of a woman, female family annihilator, allegedly. This just is an energy she's carrying, and I pulled the serial killer card, so someone that's really dark. That's how I'm taking it. Like, it's that like carrying of that energy, psychopath, sociopath, that kind of thing. That's just an energy she's carrying. So it's like she can't take it anymore and she blows. There's mental health here. Oh, I did get it. See, I don't remember what I write. And there's two sides. It takes me back to Letitia, and on her news, I would pay attention to the words this lady says and see if they're similar, because there is a reference here about how Letitia lied on the news, and the lady is doing the same. And she's got crocodile tears, which is what I heard earlier too. So there may be someone in the house who knows, but I feel like a lot of chaotic energy, violence, but it's like I'm laying in bed, I have the covers pulled up, and I'm on my side. That's how I see him. And she walks in, and allegedly, and there's just a lot that goes on here. I keep feeling like I'm hitting the head with something. This boy, I feel like maybe last 3 years, something shifted. So I don't know how long Dad has been out of the home. Dad can give details on how this woman can really be, allegedly, maybe, unless like she flipped the switch after he left. But I don't know, Spirit's bringing in the astrology stuff, but I heard Cancerian energy, which rules mom. There's secrets here. There's things that have been taking place that no one is aware of. There's a timeline issue. So I don't know why I see her dragging him out of bed now by his legs. This is so weird. This did happen in the house, in my opinion. I keep going to the room. There's a reference to similarities in what happened with him and Gannon. Like, the same thing, only Gannon was in the basement. But I keep getting that. I wonder if he had blue in his room, but I feel like I am throwing sheets in the to wash, and then I would make the bed, or make it with something different. I also, for some reason, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm getting like water thrown in my face. So I don't know if she did that to him sometimes. It's like a lot of emotional abuse, but sometimes I feel like she could also get like violent, but it's all alleged. So I don't know. I keep hearing a washer. It's odd. So, it's something that Sebastian really did that got to her, and it feels like he became a burden. I don't know, was the money stopping? This kind of comes in, that kind of just is something that came in.
So there's also much more around this than meets the eye. My head and body hurt, so something very brutal and tragic. I'm seeing like a third person, but it's dark. Like I'm a visitor. Like I don't know. They are partners in crime in some sense because I'm getting that too. Like this is a concocted story. I just heard what happens in the dark will come to light. I keep getting the evidence like in the house that she tried to clean, but it didn't get it all the way. They keep taking me back to the bed in his bedroom on the wall. I hope I'm picking up Sebastian, not Gannon, because everything's so similar. And I didn't get any of that in Gannon, but I heard like I didn't watch the trial or anything with Gannon, so I don't really know. I just know bits and pieces that people told me. It's just so weird. I don't know. But Spirit keeps saying like this is similar and showing me Gannon. So I don't know. I feel like he was a lot at times, like most special darling kids are. And her patience here, mentally she just couldn't handle it. I feel like I snap. I feel like afterwards I have to make something up. But you would think she'd come up with a better story. Just saying. There's a lot that's hard to see on this for some reason. So I don't know if she's gonna say like a backpack is missing because I get a reference to that. So it's not though. There's something she's done with it, or there's things in place to make it seem like he took off. Sorry, but both of them know what's happened to this boy. I guess it would be the stepdad, whoever the male was that was in the home. I feel like there was a lot of severe abuse in some way, mentally, physically. There's no patience. I feel like I'm slapped upside the head. I'm starved at times in my room a lot. I can't tell anyone because I'm too scared to. It's almost like I feel like I'm pulling my shirt down over bruises as I'm talking to you guys right now. So I don't know if he was verbal or not. I wasn't really getting anything around that, but I'm wondering if maybe he was just too scared. So I keep getting like a 3-year time frame, but I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open. He was a kind boy, a loving boy, just had the special things about him that it feels like she couldn't deal anymore. I don't know. I get her strongly around this, but both are involved in some way. But I get a reference to 9 p.m. that's coming in. It feels that's what it feels like though. Maybe it's dark because it was at night and he was sleeping, but I feel extremely tired. So I don't know if she's drugging him or something, but there's that sort of feeling or the feeling of the extreme tiredness. I also feel like rage around this, a lot of rage. Like I had to keep stopping and going like this because I just like, I don't know, I just felt tired. I did the same thing with my cards, but there's a lot of rage. So everyone, I don't know if like she started to resent him. Like I'm hearing kind of that too. But everyone is going to be in shock and awe when this comes out. I'm having a hard time connecting to this case. I don't know why. It's just weird because I've been getting Rogers for a really long time. Like, I don't know. It's been on my pull list for a really long time, and it came in a lot of other places. So odd. But it's weird. Did he have a sibling or someone to help her afterwards? Because I get a lot of yelling at someone to help and threatening them, someone in the house. And it's almost like if he's put into the car, like he's not alive. Like the Gannon reference or Madeline Soto. So I wonder if this is going to be caught in surveillance earlier in the day or something. I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand it. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. It makes no sense to me, but it's like I'm walked to the car and mom and someone allegedly but he wouldn't be alive in this because I saw the attack happen in the bedroom and I feel like it happened in the house, and that's what the astrology says too. So it was just a way to get him from the house to the car. But I don't know if they have a garage, and then maybe there's an interest that way. But I feel like maybe taken into the car somehow hidden. But it's weird, like he's carried or walked there with either of them holding him. I don't know if I'm perceiving that right, but he shows me like a gash on his head or a mark on his head, like it's there and there's blood. So I don't know if he's been hit in the head with something. I didn't hear a gunshot, but I did pull the gun card twice and the shot. So I don't know. I'm seeing like the wound on his head, like here. I think it was like on this side. So I don't know if it's right, but He's just showing me the wound. It's like here, and there's a little bit of blood, so. Left side, yeah, I was right. Left side front. They're carrying me the way, the way I described. So there's also something about his pillow. I also think that stuff was discarded, like away from the house, so evidence taken and dumped somewhere else. I get the reference. I get that reference as well, but pillow definitely feels to have been discarded. I keep seeing his comforter. It's like the ones with dark blue on the top and the light blue maybe on the underside. I'm not sure why. I'm wondering why Sebastian isn't coming in so strong. Is that he's still healing and maybe not completely where he needs to be? I'm going to ask for help with that. I feel like cops know. I hear it's a matter of time. Like they know they aren't stupid, but she thinks like she's pulling one over on them, but she's not. I think she's starting to get a little nervous now though, because they're checking the other places, but they make her believe that. So you will see her house is going to get searched. I see a word warrant on it, and they will serve this soon. That's how it's coming across. There's something about Saturday or just before, but I'm being shown that they started looking at pings and stuff, and so they know something's off. And then again, they take it back to Gannon. We all knew the same thing here, and so did the cops. It's the same thing. Like there's just so much of the same energy here. Front of my throat hurts. This person feels like mentally unstable, rageful person who blames Sebastian for the things that he shouldn't be blamed for. And it feels like she wants to get rid of him in some way. It's almost like she took a play out of the other playbooks, or it's, well, let's say ran off. Let's say he's kidnapped. Sorry, but that's just not what I'm getting. Allegedly, I just got a vision of Sebastian lost, but it's like in the dark. So he's standing there in spirit, sort of shocked. I've never gotten that before, especially with kids. They're usually in the light, but maybe that's why I'm struggling to see. Because sometimes when they're on lower astrals or they're stuck, it's harder to connect to them. So that might be why. Plus, it happened in the dark. So I've noticed if cases happen in the dark, and it's super dark, like I can't see. And if he was asleep, even though I was using TED, it's still happening in the dark. So if I'm a third person, I'm trying to watch, it's hard to see things. And I'm just more or less given the feeling of how it would feel, then shown all the details. And there might be things that they're protecting me from, but I'm just not getting all the details for some reason. Like about what happened. Just with the cards, I don't know. I know that it's very violent. So I think it's like he's a bit stuck because of the shock, but I'll work on that maybe. Maybe next reading will be better if I have to do one, but I feel like she drove for a bit. There's reference to a line, so county or state. It feels like the next county though. I get a reference to a wooded area, a curved sign for some reason, a bridge and river. I feel possibly he's in a river, and that's why I was seeing the boy sinking, reaching up into the water. That's possibly the whole Elijah interconnect. My friend and I spoke about astrology day and how we have all these Pisces energy right now that rules water. So there'll be lots of bodies in water, unfortunately. But I actually heard this, even though me and her talked about it, but I heard Cumberland, and I've gotten it in Dulce too. So and I get a reference to a bridge, and I get a splash. And the caves come in. So I was getting that randomly the other day, and I was seeing random things, but I'm thinking it's him, because the kid that was sinking and reaching up, it looked like an older boy. And then I saw like washed up. So it was older though. So it's just an interconnect with Elijah. Maybe he was missing, he's been missing around the same time. Maybe he was missing around the time that I did the reading for Elijah, and that's why. So, but it seems like all of my cases interconnect the way that the astrology interconnects them. It's kind of weird. Just noticing, like how everything connects. I don't know. I see the connections, I guess. So, with the caves, and then I feel like I turn off somewhere. I feel like the bridge is significant because I've been getting that all day against similar to Gannon, but I just feel like she had help cover up because she was threatened. She's threatened them. But it feels wooded, and that might be a sibling or something. That's what it feels like. And it feels wooded, and the river running through it. So I don't know if the river widens at some point where it gets wider, because I keep seeing that. Like, how rivers, like, they're still big sometimes, but then they kind of, like, widen out, and they look even bigger. My ears also hurts very badly as well as my neck. This feels traumatic to his body in the way that I'm being made to feel. I still feel like pain as I'm talking to you guys. Like, I can't figure out where this pain's coming from because I don't think it's mine. I keep having to stop and close my eyes. My eyes really hurt and I really feel drained. So something happened the other night. When you see my card reading, I'm so sorry because I literally looked high and tired and out of it. And some people forget that I feel those types of things, the things the victims felt. So I don't know why my eyes are kind of burning, but they seem significant too. Some odd reason. Probably need, I don't know. It's like maybe, I don't know. I like to know where she's from, but I get somewhere like halfway. So like halfway point, like this seems like a national forest. I've asked Ted to bring him into the light, and I'm telling him, it's okay, buddy, it's okay, because he's surrounded by dark. And usually, I've only ever seen that a few other times, and that's when people were in lower astrals or they're stuck. So I think his soul was in shock. Never gotten that before. So I'm asking Ted to take his hand and bring him into the light. So 1 second. And he was standing there alone and confused. So I watched Ted take him by the hand and leading him into the light. That was quite an experience and quite a sight that I had saw during that time. So I don't know if that will help me get more of a read or a better read later on. I got to give him some time now, but I'll have a better map for you for astrologically later. But I see jail bars. I feel there's like she's going to jail. She's in an orange jumpsuit. I think there will be other charges because I think a male knows or helped or maybe I don't know if they were there or not. I just know that I pulled like mother, father, and that could be stepfather, but there's a male and female that are in on this together. That's a couple that they both know, and then they brought in like this. She brought in like the sibling or threatened the sibling to like help her in some way or something. If he has a sibling, there's someone that she threatened to help. But like I said, the cards I pulled, the way that it pulled, it was like, okay. So they've got to both be kind of involved in everything, or at least I know, it might just be like I knew what happened or I helped cover it up, that kind of thing. But this is not good energy around this case. There is a lot of crap here that people had no idea was going on. There will be a lot of shock and awe. They keep flipping me back and forth from this case to Gannon, so it's just the differences. It's the bio, not the step. There's a lot of similarities here. All day I kept feeling like a bridge, like me thrown over one. So I don't know if that's symbolic or not, but I don't know. I feel crazy for even saying all of this. He was never missing, is what I just heard. My cards say missing because, well, he was to everybody else, but he's not missing to them, allegedly. And if there will be internet searches or something too, I think this was thought out like many times or something, but I don't know. She was in some weird psychosis here or something because it's like she knew exactly what she wanted to take him, but it's like also I feel like I snapped. So I heard State Park right now, so I don't know if there's one. I'm talking about it feels like right over the line or a little past the line. So I don't know if it's state though. It feels more county, but it could be either. But I hear rural, and then I also am wondering about a whitey type road at some point, and that's interesting because that came, or I don't know if that's the river, but that came in Elijah, so it's interconnecting. It's the same sort of energy. So, like I said, all these recent cases with kids hurt by someone that's supposedly supposed to take care of them, most of it is couple energy, like two people, like a couple. But they show me like the justice scales, so justice will be served in this. So I don't know if he washes up or they find him by diving, but there's something they figure out about location. But it comes across like before the river widens. I also get again a wooded area, but the river goes between the woods, and there's reference to a bridge. So I don't know. I don't know if there's train tracks that run along there. Some of my stuff is interconnecting here, so sorry, I have no control over that, but they do it for a reason. So I also don't know if there's any mountains, because sometimes I feel like I'm going up, and that card came in as well. And that could be in the distance too, but I have not looked up on the map, so no idea why I'm being shown a beach ball. That's kind of odd. I see it bouncing in the air, so I don't know if there's a beach area. I also get a reference to kind of sandy, rocky at some points. I don't even remember the cards I pulled. This is all kind of a blur, but it was so weird. But he's standing with Ted in the light, so he's found his way, but I'm getting bits and pieces because I'm using both, and he wasn't fully crossed, but he is now. So now he has to be healed. This was a shock, and he truly didn't understand. The truth is going to come out here, and it may be fast. Lies are going to be revealed soon, and I do remember I got the solve card, and I do remember I got the jail card, so it's validating. So, like, I see her in cuffs and being taken from the house now. I see cop cars. I see them searching that house. I see a male being interrogated. He shows me, like, checks coming in and getting crossed out again. So I don't know if he was losing money in some way. This feels like it could be wrapped up quicker than we think, or that's the way it feels anyways. I get the 28th, like, for something significant. I also get the 24th. But something will happen, I think, before that. But I don't know. I hear word arraignment. Something about a new law or bill that will take place too because of the situation and because of his disability. We'll most call it that. It's really a gift. Autistic children are a gift. They are sensitive to the energies around them, and they see the world in a different way than we do. She didn't understand that and couldn't deal with it anymore. And a lot of times the dark will like to snuff out the light, and autistic kids are a huge light. It was too hard on her. I get like that burden, like he was a burden. So I don't know if any of you have ever seen the show Lie to Me, but there's a guy who can read faces on there and tell if someone is lying or telling the truth or if they've got guilt or whatever on their face. So they flashed me that show. It's weird because I just watched that a couple weeks ago, but they can use that as references. They'll use shows and whatnot. So they flashed me faces of people that have the same face to show that they're lying or feeling shame or whatever the face is saying. So they have that. Like, it's almost like the show, but he's showing it to me in my mind, and he shows me like bam, bam, bam. There's like that kind of sound with it. So they just did that in my head, and I can hear it. But they flashed like Quentin's stepmom, like Letitia, like both liars. And now they're flashing me as we're talking. They're flashing like Daybell. So all mentally ill women, but both they're all in orange in comparison to her. So, and then it's like she's flashed at the end. So I don't know if that means she'll be looked at in the same light compared to or showed to be lying like they did, but there's a comparison here. So it's weird. Like, this feels very like rage and very crazy, but when you look at her, it doesn't seem like that. So that's why I was thrown. I was like, how does this make sense? Because she looks normal and everything. I only saw a bit like I pulled up to see what she looked like, okay, because I was curious. That was it. But I mean, I didn't watch the interview, so I mean, it's like when she's like one of those people, she can really hide who she is, like most people that are psychopaths. But rage, very crazy, and we have them planning in some way. So I don't know if she felt like I feel like she knows the area he's in or has passed through there many times. She has family somewhere. It's like I feel like I'm driving through out of town in that direction. It feels like she passed it several times. Like, I just feel like I'm driving by and I look over. The front of my throat hurts with that. But she's very much undercover sociopath, allegedly. Sorry, but she's done some pretty good at fooling people. But I feel most have seen through her. She's pretty controlling too. So I don't know. I get weird things in the way, like she punished him or treated him. And I always feel like she was happy, like he's gonna be born, and then bummed when he was autistic. I just feel like this up and down roller coaster that may be emotions or in life or addictions, but I get the word neglectful. She's just not as nice as she seemed. Letitia seemed pretty nice too. Just saying, like, she seemed like she was nice, but I think everybody saw through her. So it seemed they just keep showing me her interviews, like Letitia's interviews. Like, watch what Letitia did, watch what this lady did. That's like kind of how it's coming in. They keep showing me the car. So I wish I did get the vehicle card, but it's significant in some way where he went. They may take GPS. It feels like grayish or darker color. I may be wrong with that, but that's what I keep seeing, and it's like a 4-door stand. That's how I kept seeing it, but again, it's dark. Hope I'm right with that, but that's what I'm hearing. There's something about 4 a.m. 2 or in the morning sometime. They show me a dark cloud, so it's symbolic. I feel like for a dark cloud, like over the house, over him, over the whole situation. I get the reference to a full moon, so I don't know if he'll be found during one or close to one, but they show me a full moon or the moon full. I think police possibly find him. I get tracking, so I don't know if they call in Texas EquiSearch, or there's some searches on horses, but I'm seeing that for some reason. But they're showing me visions I've seen before, so I don't know if they're connecting it to him, saying this is why I got it. So it's one of the boys sinking, yet reaching up. Also the body washed on sand that I was getting randomly while walking around outside taking care of my goats. So I don't know if he'll wash up or what that's about. These are interconnecting so much, him and Elijah. But then there's that Piscean energy with the water, and we had that in Audrey too. So it's hard to tell if it's both or getting what's going on. Like him and Elijah are both water. I'm not sure. Like it's hard to tell. Definitely feels that way. So I don't know. I don't feel like I got a lot with this. I'm exhausted and I'm struggling to bring in more. So if I need to, I'll do more. But I don't know. It seems like this is going to be resolved. And we'll get a map for you anyways, and I'll like post it. I'll do a video for it. So my friend is helping me map some things up to see if it aligns with my visions. I do think that the chart matches my original feelings because, like I said, when I saw my thoughts, I went to Mom allegedly right away, and I just knew it wasn't what it seemed when they flashed me Ganon. That happened when I was walking around outside, and then I posted it on my community page, like this is another Ganon. That's what it came to me. So then I questioned it. So I asked my astrologer friend, and she validated it with the chart. Unfortunately, she said she knew right away when she saw the chart that unfortunately it's not good. So she validated me on that, which I need because you guys, I do question myself a lot because I never want to accuse anybody that didn't do anything or lead anybody in the wrong direction or any of that. So I fight a lot with my logical psychic mind. They fight a lot. So that's my issue. But so I feel like the astrology is going to help bring my confidence up. It'll help us validate more and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to go back to old cases. That's the plan. So until I learn how to do it anyways. But I warn you that the cards, like I barely remember doing them for real. And I was so tired. I was like, I just got to get through this. But I needed to do them because I pulled them to see, and I was like, I didn't want to lose that. So, but I hope that this was right, and I hope that it helped. But what's important is we did cross him. So he was shocked, and so he needed that. I needed to tap in to see that. So he's okay now, other than I feel really achy. Love seeing Ted take his hand and lead him into the light, and them standing there, because before I seen them separate, like Ted in the light and Sebastian standing in the dark, so confused. So now he's in the light. So this is heavy. It will be heavy. I think it's going to be a shock. That's the energy we are in right now, and that's the way the charts are aligning with it. So all right, after this, stay tuned because I'm going to go ahead and put the cards. But thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing and everything. And I will see you guys next time. But stay tuned. I'm going to put the cards in now. Hey guys, I'm actually welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So I pulled cards for Sebastian, and I just wanted to make sure that I recorded it while I had the cards out. I'm still probably gonna do an Autowrite. I tried to work with a sitter tonight. I couldn't see shit. Or shiz. I pulled cards last night on him, and it was really weird, and I was like, nope, not doing it. Well, pulled the exact same cards today. So I probably won't put this out until after I put out the Autowrite because I want to validate with the Autowrite first. But yeah, it's not looking great. Okay, so keep in mind this is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. And let me see. And remember that cards are all in how we perceive them. So I could totally perceive them wrong, but they're an extension of me. They're just a tool that I use for extra information. And again, I did this before doing the reading, so it's just interesting. But I probably won't put it out until after I do the reading because I want to make sure. But all right, so everyone is innocent until proven guilty. It's all alleged. This is again entertainment purposes only. So, I don't feel good about this case. I do have to say that. I feel like it's a cover up. That's basically the only thing I got tonight. Other than this is very Ganon-like feeling, which I'll probably mention in my Autowrite, but we have an imprisonment card. This is weird because I pulled a firearm card. Trapped. Death. Missing. Arson. Something was burned. Weird because I pulled the firearm card and also the shot card. And I pulled the knife card too, but I put it back. So I was like, both. That's too much Ganon-like, but deceased. I don't know why I would get both, but I pulled it, put it back with the other deck, and got this one. So, caregiver card. I do take this as a mom or dad sometimes. It's not always a nurse. It's mom or dad. I take this as, I'm not taking this literally. I'm taking it as this was organized crime, unless there's something we don't know that's into it. Affluent. Aliens. I mean, we could take this as we don't really know them. There's a rival here. Probably between boy and her. It hurts really bad. My head hurts so bad with him, though. Devil. Bloodline. I don't know how old they are, but this is usually when I get this, like, older people. Grandparent. Bad guy. Doesn't necessarily mean they're serial killer. It's just the energy that they carry. Terrorism. I always take that as anybody that terrorizes anybody. Couple. They speak for themselves. I'm not going to say anything else. Partner in crime. Accomplice. This tripped me. Law enforcement. I heard somebody was connected to law enforcement in another county. Spouse. Friend. So that could be just a friend to him, you know. Or, you know, think that they're your friend, but they're really a stranger. Father. Mother. Alright. I kind of did these out of order a little bit today. I wasn't really wanting to pull location, but I'm going to, I guess. And then we'll just see. Mature woman. So I don't know how old the parents are, but it's coming up, you know, anybody that's a little older. I don't know if they're getting any money out of this, if something were to happen, but there's some money cards here. Oh, imprisonment again. So that could be Sebastian. That could be that they end up in prison because we got the imprisonment card over there too. So it came up twice. Message of concern. Bad health. So there's someone that was in bad health, wasn't doing good. Or again, I could take that as something happened with their health. High honor. Which, if there's if there is a law enforcement guy, a guy connected to law enforcement, that would make sense. Mature man. So we got the mature man and mature woman in this. We got the mother and father in this. Poverty. I don't know. The coffin card. I pulled that in Elijah as well. So unfortunately, I don't take that as a good sign. Official person again, if he's connected to law enforcement. Child. Official person of a child as well. False person. Because They said he was kidnapped, or that's one of the stories. And thoughts. Thoughts of what we're going to put into action, what we're going to do next. All right. I haven't even looked at the area yet. So, you have a Hollow Earth card. I mean, in-ground, Hollow Earth, and, I guess cemetery could be that, but, I always take this too, like, as a cave or something like that. I've been getting caves, but I don't know if it's this case or not. It could be. Could be underground fire, which is weird because we got the arson card. Frozen. Power supply. Underwater. Motel, hotel. Tunnel. Beach. If there's not a beach around there, I don't know. Or a lake or something like that, or a beachy area. It could also be bones. Not good. Home. It happened in the home. It's not far from the home. I don't know if there's mountains out there, but mountains. Hidden. River. Public area. Water. Inside. Stored vehicle. Oops, sorry. Stored vehicle. Mountains. Again. Did I get it twice? Sure did. Huh. Something about a public building. In nature. Buried. So, I'll know more once I do the reading on this, but that's some of the stuff that, again, can be on or around near. I do kind of feel he's in water, around water. I keep getting that reference to Gannon in the bridge, so I don't know. I don't even know what location this is. I haven't even looked or nothing, so that's a good thing, though. These cards are weird. I don't know. We have exposed, so we're gonna be exposed eventually, in my opinion. Paranormal. I still don't know what this means. I mean, you could take it different ways. You could take it as like someone's deceased and now they're in the paranormal. You could take it as like there's a cemetery nearby. I mean, it just depends on how it fits. Healing. Some sort of travel. If they took a body anywhere, that would be travel as well. Love. Love, power, and anger. All the things. Power. Anger. Oh, my head hurts every single time I come back on with you guys. Fraud. Egotism. Somebody's got some ego issues. DNA. Communication. Some sort of communication back and forth. This is weird because I pulled the sexual tension card and I put it back because I was like, huh, but now we have the perversion. Undertone card. It just makes me wonder what they were doing to that little boy that we don't know about. Prophecy, allegedly. Success. So I don't know who's successful. One of them is. There's control. Someone's controlling, pulling the strings. Or maybe they're trying to control the situation. Social media. Stalking. You can take this as watching as well. Soul contract. There's a witness somewhere, which maybe someone was involved, the other one helped cover it up, but there's still a witness. Mind control. Maybe they were trying to Secret society. I don't know if they're involved in some kind of weird secret society thing. Life insurance. This is the card I'm like staged because I was already told it was covered up. Corruption. Mental health. Someone's got some mental health issues. You could always kind of take that as autism, but I don't consider autism like a mental health issue. But one of the other ones does. Unseen danger. No one saw this coming. There's gonna be legal proceedings surrounding it. False accusations. So they say, hey, this person, somebody came in and kidnapped my kid, or he ran off, or there's some kind of greed involved. Memories. There's a secret. There was a cleanup. Government agencies, they might bring an FBI or someone like that. Rumors. You got regret. Propaganda. So there might be some fake news out there, which they could also be spreading fake news. Oh, he ran off. Government again. This is weird. Crime of passion. With the perversion thing, it's weird work. Jealousy. Gonna be solved. Intuition. Someone has intuition about it. Microchip, so I take that as like a ping, a chip on a phone, a computer, whatever, as evidence. Okay. I don't know. As I'm pulling these cards, I'm getting more angry by the minute. So you have government. So again, I don't know who told me that one of them worked for law enforcement. So I thought that was interesting. And this could be, that is a government job. So there's some kind of blackmail. But check this out. We have a setup card. So we have the setup card, and we had a card that said, I don't remember what card it was, but it was basically saying that everything was set up. Jail. But they're going to say they're not guilty. Spy. Affair, which is weird again because we have the love card, the perversion card. I don't know what was going on, but fingerprints. If there was an affair somewhere. Confession. Physical evidence. Government involvement. I'm sure that FBI and them are going to get involved eventually. They're not already. There's something about cell phone message, call message. Our technology is, thank God for that these days. Phone as well. There's camera, which is interesting. When I was trying to channel, I was getting something about camera. Like either he wasn't seen on camera leaving like they were. I go back again and like how she was seen on camera with him, but it like didn't match up. I don't really remember, but planet evidence. Okay, now these cards are interesting. They just validated all the other cards. So we have lies, deception, and potential cover-up. I'm hearing cover-up. Jealousy and affair or love-related crime, which is weird because that perversion, crime of passion, all that, freaking weird. Contamination of DNA evidence may be influencing this case. I already interviewed the killer. They've talked to family members. Well, rage and extreme anger was a motive. Just saying. All right, I got a couple more cards to pull, and then that'll be it. Okay. So we have bad habits, which is interesting. I was wondering about this. An offer. Forces thing on you, forces their way, uses force to get what they want. There might be a bad reputation somewhere. Spiritual hater, somebody that hates on like his light. Screenshot, getting evidence, proof and facts. In their head, overthinking, stressed, overanalyzing. Impersonator, someone that's pretending to be someone they're not. running. So, stalker. And that could just be stalking, watching, obsessed. Like, she could have been, you know, watching him and being kind of obsessed with him. If all those other cards line up. Drama starter. Talking crap. Creeping. Maybe something with money. I keep getting a lot of money cards. Broke butt. Threatening, intimidated, and bothered. Somebody that's a threatening person. Alright. So that's the weird cards for that. Now I'm gonna have to see what I get in an Autowrite because holy weirdness. This is not what it seems. All the setup cards there are. So yeah, this is allegedly not what it seems. Alright, thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and I'll see you guys next time.